All right, hey, it is HappieTeach, and I want to show you how to make a YouTube thumbnail. So what you should see on my screen, let me make sure it's full screen. What you see on my screen is right now I did a search for YouTube thumbnail, and we're going to use a template because why not? That's what it's there for, right? So I searched for YouTube thumbnail, and instantly you'll see that 19,000 plus results for YouTube thumbnails. So they're very hot. I would say they're definitely popular, right? So I'm gonna look through and see which one I like. This backpacking around the world, that's kind of neat. That would get attention because the purpose of the thumbnail is to get the viewer's attention, something that kind of like makes them want to click, right? So you want that thumbnail to be exciting. You don't want it to be over exciting though, but you do want it to be kind of over the top, just depending on what your topic is. So for instance, this how to motivate yourself. I like it. It's got a person, then it's got this outline around the person. And all of these thumbnails were created inside of Adobe Express. So this is awesome. Now my version that I'm in is the paid version. So I may have more options than you'll have. For instance, when you see these little crowns at the bottom, those crowns mean that they're premium. And so if you look at my crown, you'll see my crown has premium and a check mark, which means I am good, um, and that all of this I can use. So for this, what happens when you select that YouTube thumbnail, that means that it's going to come in at the size of the thumbnail that you need it to be for YouTube, which is awesome. And again, there are also some pre-designed thumbnails in here. So let's look through this one real quick. So these are the templates that came up. I like this, how to grow your channel. That's kind of cool. It's kind of like the graph going up, the young lady. If you're doing one for movies, hey, these are movies. Look at this expression. He's kind of, excited and looking through, almost makes you think it's going to be a thriller. Business strategies, got a lot of stuff like the capital in the back, money, and things like that. Free game streaming. So there are a lot. Look at this. This one is for gaming. Young man with the gaming headphones, looking like he's really into the game and excited. Then they got these bold, beautiful colors and stuff. So that's what you're looking for when you're trying to figure out how. Now I'm doing a video right now about how to do a thumbnail. So, oh, look at that music one. That's kind of cool too, and it's very interesting. Summer trip if you're doing one. I think I'm gonna go with kind of like I like this one, the how to motivate yourself. Even though that's not my title, that's the one that I'm gonna choose. But I see a lot of other things that I would like to use, like this one. My video is gonna be creating a video for my students to show them how to use Adobe Express. And so in doing that, I kind of want a photo of myself with with me, playing with text. But we'll see how it goes because I don't have the photo prepped and ready that I want to use. So we're just winging it. So I'm gonna click on this. Okay, so you click on it and it says, hey, start from a template. Then it tells you, the name, yellow motivational speaker, YouTube thumbnail. Then it's telling you information about this thumbnail. This thumbnail is 1280 by 720. I can heart it, which means I want to save it in favorites. If I know that I want to use like a series of these, I'll just click on the heart and then it's saved in my favorites. And you can see down below where it said it had the blue and it said view favorites. I can view anything that I've put in that folder so far. You can also see that's premium. And I can click on customize template to customize this one. So now I have this template and I can do whatever I want with it. Of course, this is not me. I am not this young man. So I would change out the photo. And to do this, I can just click. And the way Express works is anything that you tap or you click, then that's what's active and you'll see the option that you have over here in the menu to the left. So it really is a program that you click it and there's an action. And I love that, right? Selected to affected, that's just what happens. Okay, so I have this young man, and if I wanted to make sure that I'm on the young man and not the, I'm saying young man, like, but he's he's a mature man. But anyway, so I have, if I want to see what I'm actually clicked on over here to the right, you'll see these are your layers. So this is the gentleman that I have, but let's say I wanted to click on the yellow, it's kind of hard to click that, or it might be, it's like I can click it because I'm close to it, but let's just say it's hard for you to click it. All you have to do is go over here to your layers panel and you'll be able to select something else if that's what you're after. All right, so I'm gonna go back because I want to replace this image of this guy. I kind of want to have a teacher. If I'm not using myself, then I want to use a teacher, but I'm gonna try to use myself. So I'm gonna click on this and I'm gonna go up here to the top. So notice I clicked on the image. I have image options up here because it's an image. So all of these options are the options that come with an image. Here, which might not be so obvious to you, notice here is a thumbnail. Next to it, this is the replace. So this is how I can replace it. And all you're seeing is the little thumbnails. And sometimes the word below it is hard to see because the hand or whatever is over it, your icon, but that is replaced. This one is how you duplicate. This is how you lock the image. And this is how you get more options. I'm gonna click on the more options so you can see what they are. Add to brand library. So if this was a part of my brand, I could add him to it. And the source info. So if I needed information about this photo, like who made it, is there a website associated with it, or any of that information that I need, I can click on that and it's going to give me the info for it. And I can see that it is an Adobe stock, by frame stock, the asset ID, and then I can look at the licensing and imaging, the license and usage terms. So this is very, very cool and handy. Okay, so over here, I can remove the background of the photo if I wanted to. I can erase it. I can generative fill it. Like if I wanted to, say I wanted to change that sweater that's around this person's neck, make it like maybe a red or make it yellow or some other color, I could do that by selecting generative fill, selecting over it, and typing what I want. But this video isn't about that, so we're not going to do that in this one. I'm just trying to show you, but that's what you would do. You can crop it out. You can change the opacity of the photo if you want to make it, less, bring some of that yellow through. You can do that as well. You can change the blend mode. So we have 3 options. We have normal, multiply, or screen. So we can change it. If we choose multiply, then it's going to remove like all of the lighter parts of the photo. If you choose screen, it's going to remove the darker parts of the photo, so forth and so on. So, and it's just blending it with its background. So whatever layer is on top, it's going to blend in with the background beneath that. And as far as it can go. Okay, so we have flip. So we can flip this picture horizontally. We can flip it vertically just to show you how crazy that looks. I'll show you. We can also set it as the page background. So if we wanted this to be the background of the page, we can set it sort of like this photo is the background of the page. We can do that for this one. We can also play with effects, and we have several effects we could play with. So we can give it like dual tone, make it pink and yellow, and you can play with those dual tones and change those out as well. We're not going to do that in this video. That's not what this video is about. But if we wanted to, we could. I'm going to go back to normal. And I'm going to go back from effects. All right, so the next thing that we can do is we can also give it animation. If we wanted this particular image to like do some animation, like spin, drop it a thought, drift or bungee, things like that, we can do it. Notice this is the in. So this is what I want to happen as the photo enters the screen. If I wanted something to happen as it exits, I can hit out and then I can make it fade out or something like that. I can make it flicker if I want to go back to the 80s, and fun things like that. I can also have it loop, and that means that it's continuous motion. So I can do that. And again, I'm not gonna do these things. I'm just showing you. This is just a brief overview of what we can do with our images. I'm gonna go back to the beginning, and that's what we can do. Now, in this one, I wanted to change the thumbnail. So I'm going to go back to what we originally said. I noticed that my animation still has something animating. Okay, there we go. Oh, it still does. So let me change it. Make sure. Okay, so I can just go back and hit none for all those. I just didn't want anything else. The way I knew it was because it was blue. And I was like, oh, there's an effect on it. And I don't want any effects on it. I want to just to be as clean as it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this first one, which is the replace. And I'm going to replace it with a photo. And the photo I'm going to replace it with, notice when I click that, then I get another menu because these are photos that I can choose either from Adobe stock or I can bring in my own photo. I can also search for a particular photo if I want, but I'm going to try to upload from device. I'm going to click on that. And I happen to know that the name that I named my character is HappieTeach. So I'm going to see if I can find HappieTeach. That is my teaching icon. She is me, my alter ego. And so it is searching my Mac for the image. And so here's one with Reverend Run. That's a fun one. But that's not the one that I want. So now I have one with my motto. I just want my character. Okay, so I could do that one. And I could bring that one in and remove the background. That's not what I want to do. I think I already have, I also have this one, which is kind of a profile pic, and then my HappieTeach in the back. Let me see. But that's not the one that I want. Actually, I got Snow Globe. Listen, my HappieTeach is branded. I branded her, so she's everywhere. This is the one that I actually want. And that's what I'm going to use. But let me go ahead and double click that. And now you can see that HappieTeach has come in, and HappieTeach is bigger than this one. So I do need to make some modifications in her height to get her to fit in here like I want her to. There we go. And I don't want it cut off. There we go. So notice how the top of the hair was cut off at first, and that was just because it has a crop feature in. So what I want to do is I'm going to bring this out some. And so I'm going to have to duplicate it because you notice this yellow image below, it doesn't match the character that I have in color. So that one's not going to work. But I am going to show you how we got that. I do want that same glow on my character, but I'm going to select this character and I'm going to delete it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate my character. So there's HappieTeach. I'm going to go over here to the second symbol, duplicate, and now she's in there twice. I'm going to move this one over. I'm going to move this one here. And what I'm going to do is put an effect on this one so that I can have that kind of glow. And I think I either want my glow to be orange or I'm not sure because it's Adobe Express. So I kind of want it to be, I don't know. We'll see what happens, actually. I never know what I'm going to do. I just do what I do. I don't plan these videos for this reason because I actually like to have things happen 100% natural. I consider myself 100% natural, so I don't like pre-planning. I like seeing what happens on the fly. That's just a thing that I like to do. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is put an effect on this. I'm going to click on effect. And I want a dual tone. So I'm going to just click on this pink. And so you'll see the pink HappieTeach is right here. But what I'm going to do is I don't want the features to really show. And the reason these features show, so I'm going to click on that pink. And then right here, where it has this dual tone, I can click the sliders. These are sliders, which means, hey girl, hey. No, it means, hey girl, there are more options. So what I'm going to do first, though, I haven't decided on my color. I'm going to click this eyedropper, and I'm going to go in here and see how all I got to do is hover over something. See, I'm hovering over my lips, and I'm getting that pink right there. I'm trying to decide what color I want behind my character. So whether I want to go with her orange that's in the shirt and make that the highlight, I think I might. Or I could go with that gray in the shirt, and that might actually come out a little bit more. I'm just not sure exactly what my color is going to be, but right now I'm going to go with that orange. And what I'm going to do is for highlight, since I don't want to show my features, I'm going to click on this eyedropper and I'm just going to select and see how the features go away. So what I can do with that, why that's important, is when I bring this back, I want kind of this orange glow around my character. So I can do that. I can either put it right there and it's right on top, but I can like kind of have it glow out from there just a little bit. Now I kind of like this because I think that that's a very nice subtle um, approach. So I'm gonna bring this over and I'm gonna duplicate this again. You're like, what are you doing? It's okay. I promise you I'm a professional. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to bring this one over this way. And let me see. I can bring it up a little bit. Okay. I think I might like it. I think I might. What I should have done though is I think I wanted to blur it beforehand. So I'm gonna go here to adjust and I'm gonna blur that one out a little bit. That's what I want. I want to blur it so that it's more like a glow. Okay, and I blurred that to 43. So I'm going to select my duplicate and I'm gonna go down to adjustment and I'm gonna blur that one to 43. Since I know the number, I can just go ahead and put that number in there. And I think that's what I want. I think, y'all, I think. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I want to select all three of these. Let me see. Can I select just those three? Did I do it? Did I do it? I think I did it. Okay. And I'm going to group them. So I can either hit Control or Command G, or I can hit group right here on the keyboard, group them, and now they're grouped. Now what I realize is I didn't realize I had that selected, which was the text, and I don't want that one grouped. So I'm going to ungroup that. Let me make sure nothing else is selected. I think only these are selected. Let's try again. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it wasn't selected. I was right. So all of this looked good. What happened is now the background is grouped with the image. And so this is underneath. So all I have to do is bring it on top. And that is how you work the layers. You just bring on top of the other. Okay. So now I have this group. I really didn't want the image group, but I'm going to go inside of there and I'm going to grab this image because it's the different image that I'm going to bring in. So here's another way that I'm going to play with that background. So the video that I'm creating is showing people how to work in Adobe Express. So I kind of want like an exciting background that kind of has like their colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this replace and I'm going to search for a different image. Let's see. Oh, I hit duplicate. I meant to hit replace. There we go. And now I'm going to search for a different image. And I think, oh, that's pretty. I like this too. See, I'm so into bright, but I'm gonna say Adobe Express just to see what comes up. I don't know if there's anything in here that's gonna come up, but I'm gonna try it just to see what type of photos come up. These are pretty photos, but they're definitely not Adobe Express. Oh, look at the little doggies. Oh my goodness. And then America. All right, so I just thought I'd try it because why not? All right, so I think, let me think how I want this. I got the sunset, that's me kind of in the sun. I'm glowing with orange. So I kind of want, let's try purple. Ooh, look, I like this. Okay, so let's see if, oh, I don't know which one I like better. I like that. I like that. You see how that came together? Yes, yes, indeed. Okay, and then the title, I just hit my screen. Let me see what my title's gonna be for this. I think I'm making the title. So the title for this is a tour of the interface for creative students. So I'm gonna say See how I want to do this. Let me double click in here and let's see what I want to change. So I'm going to say tour. And I don't even know if this is the font that I'm going to keep. Or I could just say Adobe Express. Let's see. So Adobe Express, like I say, interface. Interface, and I'll make it smaller. Adobe Express interface tour. Okay, so I like that. I actually like this font. I was gonna switch it, but I kind of like it, so I'm not gonna. Okay, let me bring this out. So Adobe Express interface tour. So I do want to change this color because I want it to be the color of that orange. So click here. Should have had it when it was at its strongest. I clicked the inner sweater though. So let's see. So let's grab that color. Adobe Express interface tour. And then I like Adobe Express being white. So Adobe Express interface tour. No, I don't know. A tour. Let's see. Let's see. Adobe Express interface tour for creatives. Okay. So let's see what happens. Okay, so number 4 isn't going to work. So for creatives. Adobe Express interface tour for creatives. I'm not mad at it. Let's see what happens. I think I want something else. I like it. Adobe Express interface tour for creatives. Okay, so I think I want to add something to this. I don't know exactly what. I almost want to add like something exciting, and I don't know what. So what I'm going to do is, I know it's going to be an element that I want to add. So I don't know if it's going to be a design asset, if it's going to be a shape or an icon, but I'm going to click on icon, and I'm going to say, excited, just to see what comes up. Because when I don't know exactly what I want, I kind of just see if it's gonna, see if there's a way that it can guide me. Okay, so here we go. Let me see. Let's just see. If I put that there, and if I make that orange, let me see. Right now. Because I think of interface, and I think of something that you are, um, clicking on, or let me see. I just felt like I needed something here. And actually, I'm not mad at that. I kind of want to make, let me see. What if I made it like unite with that kind of? Then, okay, and then I just want to make sure it's the same color. So I'm gonna click on that, click here, and click in interface. Oh, there we go, much better. So that the colors match. Because whatever I'm gonna use, I need to be the same color. And I kind of like that. So Adobe Express interface tour for creatives. And look at that. So just like that, that is my thumbnail, right? And so what did I do? Typically I would do more with the background, like I would add some more, but I actually found a background that I really, really like. And I think this is going to be the thumbnail for the video that I make for my students. One other thing I want to show you, well, there's 2 things, 3 things. All right, so right here, how do you name your file? Because naming your file is very important. I'm going to click right here, And I'm going to name this one Adobe Express. And I'm going to say space underscore, interface underscore thumb. So anything that I search for with the word thumb, I'll know that that is my thumbnail for my Adobe Express interface. And all you have to do is hit return or enter, and it's just like that, it saved the name. That is all you got to do. If you ever see like a round circle or it looks like a load on this cloud, that means it's not saved yet. Do not leave the page yet because it isn't saved, and I want to make sure you don't lose your work. So if you see that circle, make sure it's done before you like close the program or something like that. All right, so that looks good. Now the next thing, if you had multiple pages, let's say I had the Adobe Express interface tour, and then, ooh, this is a good way to show you the page. So I'm going to add another page. I'm going to duplicate it because this page is going to be for this exact video, where this is how to create a thumbnail with Adobe Express. So I can say Adobe Express, I could say thumbnail here. Okay, so Adobe Express thumbnail, and I could say that's thumbnail, and I could say for, and then I could say YOUTUBE for YouTube. So Adobe Express thumbnail for YouTube. And so for this one, I'm gonna bring it down like this. I can either keep this icon if it works. Just depends. Let's see. Okay, so I can either keep this icon, which I actually like because thumbnail, I think it works out with that somehow accidentally. It does. And then if I wanted to make the whole thing smaller, oops, I would need to make sure I group it. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to hit Command G, or I can hit group right here. So now it's grouped, and then I can go ahead and bring that like that. And I can add stuff to it if I wanted to. I could change the color since it's Adobe Express thumbnail. But this is all a part of a video series. So I actually am going to keep the colors the same. But what I just thought about that I might want to do, since it's part of a series, is I might want to somewhere add a number to this. So this would be, or I could say part 1 or part 2, because it is a part of a series. And what I want them to do is to be able to look at these thumbnails and know, oh, this video is for this or this video is for that. But I might not, because I think this provides enough difference. I got to see what I want to make different. Let's see how I can go back and forth. So right here, though, I could say in this title, I can say, I can name this interface. And then here, I'm going to change the name because I say interface thumbs, but I could just say Adobe Express series. Make sure I spell it right. I-E-S. Okay. Series thumb. Or now I could say thumb nails. Since it's a series. Okay. So I just said Adobe Express series thumbnails. All right. So I have interface for the first one. The second one, I'm going to say thumbnail. Right? Because this is how to make a thumbnail. And so what happens is when I save this out, it's going to save as Adobe Express series. This one will save as interface. I mean, it'll have the name, but it'll have interface. And the next one will have Adobe Express, and it'll say thumbnail or what have you. So I just created this video to show you how to do the thumbnail. And so hopefully you got something from it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something new. The last thing I want to show you is how to download this. So if you were sharing this with someone else, you can share it, and you can share it out, and other people can actually work in it at the same time, or you can publish it to the web. You can save it as a remixable template for them. You can, whatever you want to do, schedule a post, export it out to, if you're a teacher, Google Classroom or Teams, or one of your storage drives. You can copy the link and send it to them. Only invited people can access, or what you want to do is anyone with the link, because then that way you don't have to give permissions to 2 million people to access the link. That just means that anybody that you give the link to will be able to work on this document. Okay, but the way we're going to do this is go to download, and we're going to say we can either do PNG, we can do JPEG, or we can do PDF. I'm going to say all pages, and I'm going to say PNG. I actually like that format best, but or I could do JPEG, or either one. So that's the small side. Let's just do JPEG for this time. I'm going to hit OK. And then what's going to happen is in my downloads folder, let me open the downloads folder real quick. Okay, so in my download, that's right. So in my downloads folder, it's going to show up, but I do want to show you how it's going to show up. Hang on. Okay, so in my downloads folder, just this one, it's going to show up, but it's showing up as, that is not the folder I'm going to show you. Hang on, wrong one. There we go. So my downloads folder is going to show up, but it's going to show up as a zip because it's multiple files. So anytime you have multiple files, it'll show up as a zip. I'm on a Mac, so this one looks like this. All I have to do is double click, and then I can step into that folder. So it's going to export the folder. See, I have a folder. I can step into it, and I'll see those 2 JPEGs right here. So that's how it's going to show up. It's going to show up the same way on PC too. You have to extract the folder, so you can double click it. It'll either make a new folder outside of it, or to step you inside of the folder. So either way, that's how you do it. Or you can, on a PC, you can right click and you can choose extract all, and it'll extract the folder out for you. So I'm not on a PC, so I can't show you, but it is just as easy. So hopefully you got something from that video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, share all of these things. Tell YouTube that you like the video and you like the content, and they'll show you more and show it to more people. All right, so until next video in our series, ta-ta for now. Ta-ta.